in the red zone here, 18-yard line. Have an opportunity to score 2nd and 7.
How about a halftime score at the Round Valley Dome? 17-12, Round Valley on top of St. John's.
St. John's making a game.
Yes, they have scored 12 unanswered points in the closing 4 minutes of that first half at the Round Valley Dome, trying to get the all-time record for wins for Mike Morgan, their head coach. And here's a swing pass. I'm going to call that a run. That was a backwards pass to the receiver. Was that Nielsen that hauled it in? It was Beardall, McKay Beardall. And at the end of the run, that freshman paid a price for hauling it in and taking on those Snowflake linebackers. 5 yards to gain, and that was 5 yards the hard way.
Yeah, that was definitely the hard way. Nice hit there by the Lobos at the end of that play for another short gain, another short pass game.
Well, here's a big play. 3rd down and 5. Receiver split left. 3 receivers on the right side of the formation. That's the wide side of the field for the Eagles offense. Reisdorf fakes it. Up the middle he goes, and he is knocked down, but he gets some positive yardage, net yardage. Tackle out there made by Rev Brimhall and Jace Green on the tackle as well. 3-yard pickup, 4th down and a short 2 straight ahead for the Eagles.
I love it when we refer to these kids' parents. I do that all the time. You said Jace Green on that. That was Taryn Green, Jace's boy.
Pardon me,
that's
everybody.
all right. I do it all the time. So
4th down play. Here's the power set. 4 players came in and out for this set, and they're going to hand it off on the power play right side. Nielsen the carry, and he's got the first down. He needed to get to the 10-yard line, and he was able to do that and a bit more as well. He got to the 8? 3-yard gain on the play. 1st and goal, Eagles at the Lobos 8-yard line. Can this Lobo defense hold them out of the end zone?
Yeah, nice job here by ALA on the 8-yard line now. 1st and goal to go for the Eagles.
Shotgun formation. Reisdorf has 3 receivers out on the right side, a solo receiver to the left, and he'll hand the ball off. And a good run. Gets inside the 5 to the 2-yard line. That'll be a 6-yard pickup on the play. The shoestring tackle in the middle of that defense was made by Snowflake's Caleb Lyman. And they're going to quickly run to the line of scrimmage and try to get Snowflake on their heels. Power set. The power I formation. 2 fullbacks, 1 tailback, hand it to him. Nielsen try to power in, and a celebration on as the Eagles are able to bust through, and Nielsen carries it into the end zone for the first points of the game for American Leadership Academy.
Yeah, nice job by ALA. Hey, this game isn't over. We knew that they were getting possession to start the second half, and they had to get some points on the board, and they did what they needed to do. So nice job by ALA. And, this is a long second half. You got to maintain your momentum. You got to continue to play as hard as you can. So nice job here by the Eagles coming in and getting this score.
Point after try will be on the way from Luke Assay, and the lefty puts it up and missed it. It looked good from the angle over here, but the Snowflake defenders knew immediately that kick was wide. And with 7:10 on the clock, 3rd period, we've got a ball game brewing here, 15-6. Snowflake still in front, but American Leadership Academy with their first points of the game. The Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
You have $2,500 and probably didn't realize it. Don't look in your wallet. Don't look in your purse. Don't look in the sofa cushions. Look in your driveway. Bring in your old car, truck, minivan, sport utility, or crossover, and Hatch Toyota will guarantee you a minimum of $2,500 trade-in value. So no matter what the window sticker says, your old wheels just saved you $2,500. Plus, every new Hatch Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our complimentary maintenance plan for 2 years or 25,000 miles. And 24-hour roadside assistance for 2 years and unlimited miles. It's a great time to put yourself in the Toyota you've always wanted to drive and get $2,500 off with your trade. Hatch Toyota in Sholo and at HatchToyota.com, the home of the $2,500 guaranteed minimum trade-in value, keeping the White Mountains rolling for 29 years. Offers on approved credit plus tax, title, license, and $4.99 doc fee. Must have a clean title.
Well, thank you, Hatch Toyota. Thank you to all of our great sponsoring partners or advertising partners here at Sports Zone Radio for your partnership with us on the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football show. Coming up after play-by-play of this one, it will be the Ace Hardware Scoreboard show, the show the coaches call. And that game at the Round Valley Dome is turning into a good one as St. John's visiting their rivals, the Elks. St. John's trying to get the all-time winning record for head coach Mike Morgan. Can they do it tonight at the Dome? It's 17-12, the last score we have. Round Valley in front at halftime.
How much would Morgan like to break that record against Round Valley?
Oh, it would be the sweetest thing ever. I mean, he's got several state championships, and I think this might be as sweet as any of them if he can get that win tonight. Handoff to Taryn Green going up the middle. Or is that McKinley?
McKinley.
Yeah, Mason. Sorry about that. Mason crosses the 25-yard line after the touchback, opens the series for Snowflake at their own 20-yard line, and a 7-yard pickup by Mason. How about 2nd down and 3 on the way?
I think this is a crucial drive for Snowflake because if they can go down and score on this one and use most of this clock, most of this third quarter, it's going to be rough for the ALA Eagles.
Yeah, no doubt. Here's a gain. How about 5? 5 yards for Taryn Green on this one. And a first down for the Lobos. That brings it out to the 32-yard line. Hey, I've got a score for you from Payson. Halftime score, Blue Ridge making easy work of the Payson Longhorns. 34-7. 34-7, Blue Ridge on top at halftime in Payson. And a first down look from the Lobos. They're going to run the ball. Handoff up the middle it goes. Is that McKinley getting hit? And fighting for yardage. Straight ahead, maybe 2 yards on the play. It was McKinley. And Mason gets it to the 34. 2-yard pickup on the play, 2nd down and 8. After this play, let's talk about McKinley for a second, okay?
All right, sounds good. I like the way these boys are running, Green and McKinley for the Lobos. Just keep their legs driving. He was hit in the backfield and was able to pick up still 3 yards.
And he gets the carry again. He knocked down, this time a 1-yard gain to the 35-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down for Snowflake. Mason, he tore, I think, he damaged 7 of 10 or 12 components in his knee last year when he had that injury. And it was radical reconstruction surgery for him last year. And how he made it back, I'll never know, Patrick, but he made it back, and he looks as good as he ever did, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's just a strong kid. He tore his ACL, and that was the main part of it, but he had some meniscal problems too. But able to come back from an injury like that and play and at a high level like this.
Look at this. Thread the needle. Beautiful pass. Catch and run. And Snowflake is on the board again. Noah Baum goes 65 yards on the pass from Caden Cantrell. And how about the beauty of that pass in stride?
Wow. I have a feeling, Floyd, that this is going to be a combination that we hear a lot this year and even deep into the playoffs is Caden Cantrell to Noah Baum.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from Caden Cantrell, but you know what? As much as I've liked that tonight, I like more what I'm seeing from Noah Baum. He has turned into such a great weapon in that passing game, and that was a terrific display of his speed. I didn't realize he was so fast.
Well, the thing is with Noah Baum is he worked really hard and he lost some weight and he got faster and he got stronger and he just did a great job. And he looks really good out there right now, catching everything and catching it with his hands.
Yes.
Catching everything with his hands. And the speed that he just displayed there, he did not have that speed last year. But he put that together. Man, very impressive tonight by Noah Baum and Caden Cantrell.
And a 65-yard touchdown pass and catch and run. And points on the board for the Lobos. They kick the point after to make it 22-6. Snowflake has scored with the football every time they possessed it in this game today. And we've got 5:13 on the clock in the third quarter. Back in just a moment after this word from Joe Bjorn, State Farm Insurance on the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
Insurance is a must, but that doesn't mean you must go broke just paying for it. Contact Joe Bjorn State Farm Insurance for a game plan on saving more of your money. Joe and his team offer home, life, auto insurance, and more. With Joe as your insurance quarterback, you'll score big each and every time. And with State Farm cheering you on, how can you lose? Joe Bjorn State Farm Insurance, providing blanket coverage of the entire White Mountains. Call Joe at 928-536-7101. That's 928-536-7101.
Freshman return man from American Leadership Academy, McKay Beardall brings it out. Nice little return by the freshman. And he is tackled out near the 40-yard line to bring up 1st and 10 for Jack Reisdorf, the quarterback, and the American Leadership Academy Eagles. 5:05 on the clock, third period. And that pass, that beautiful pass that threaded the needle and was right on target, a picture-perfect spiral, tight as you get them, and a great throw from Caden Cantrell to Noah Baum. And 65 yards later, Snowflake back on the board again. They lead 22-6 in this one.
I was saying Caden Cantrell to Noah Baum is going to be a big name this year. It'll also be one for next year because they are both juniors.
Both juniors. They'll be back again. And here is Rev Brimhall coming up a little bit eager and early on the coverage, and he'll get called for pass interference as he knocked over the receiver. However, look, the receiver might have been in the backfield.
Yeah, he
look
might
have. Look where the flag is thrown. Well, if it's forward of the line of scrimmage, aft of the line, it's just barely. And they will call that a pass interference, mark it off 10 yards, and that is going to be a first down. Well, 15 yards, pardon me on that. The ball goes into Snowflake territory to their 45-yard line and a first down for the Eagles.
Man, it looked to me like Rev might have had a chance to pick that one off. He was early enough to hit him before the ball got there, so you know, if you're that early, you might have an opportunity to catch the ball. So anyway, unfortunately for Brimhall.
Play action. And a quick throw right side, pass caught, short gain, 4 yards before the turf monster reaches up and grabs the receiver, Tillman Willis. Willis knocked down, and a 4-yard gain, 2nd down and 6 on the way. 4 minutes and 41 seconds remain in the third period. Snowflake 22, American Leadership 6 in this contest, in this game. And let's see if we have any scoring updates coming our direction from elsewhere. And nothing yet. Need to get a score of the Sholo Cougars at Gilbert Christian. Reversing field is Caden Cantrell. He wings it downfield, and he's got a man just outside the boundary, and it's off his hands. Incomplete. Way downfield for the Lobos. 3rd down and 6 on the way.
Yeah, nice defense. A lot of pressure there by Pace and Carden in the backfield. So Reisdorf just throwing that downfield. He's lucky he threw it out of bounds. Had an opportunity to be intercepted if that would have been any further inbound. So nice job by the Snowflake defense. Still lots of football to go here, Floyd. Only 4:13 left in this third quarter. Big 3rd down here for the Lobos.
4-man front for the Snowflake defense. Handoff. Here it comes up the middle. That's Nielsen. He's got the first down before being driven back. They'll mark him just inside the 35-yard line. Call this a gain of 6 yards. And move the chains for the Eagle offense. First down.
So that number 15 for American Leadership, that's Spencer Nielsen. I'm impressed with him. Let's see, I was looking to see what grade he was in. Spencer Nielsen, he's a junior for ALA. He hits that line hard. He runs hard. He doesn't look very big, but, man, he gets some momentum and he gets some yards after hit.
Well, after that run up the middle, the Lobos went to Carter Solomon to try to plug that middle up. He checks in at a defensive tackle spot, and Reisdorf throws deep down the middle. Defenders are there, and they knock it away. Caleb Lyman, I think, is the guy who got a hand on it and deflected it before it could be brought in. The intended receiver for the Eagles, deep downfield, was number 85, Johnny Bellino, and Bellino couldn't haul that one in. The pass incomplete.
There is a flag in there saying that it's roughing the passer, so that's going to be a huge mistake by whoever did that.
See Joe Pequeno patrolling that sideline. Joe, if you'll pull that microphone out one more time, we will see if we can get that thing to speak at us one last time. Joe, are you there? Joe Pequeno? Anything from Joe? He's dutifully wearing the mask out there. And I cannot pull him in. Had Joe briefly at the beginning of the game, and then I have no idea what happened from that point on. Maybe we blew some circuits, some capacitors, some other thingies. Play action. Reisdorf rolling out left, looking toward the line, and he flips it over the defender. Nice little flip. And a forward pass caught. And that'll be yardage gain, not a first down, but Lucas Say pulling it in on the sideline as Reisdorf doing a good job to just psyched that little defender there with the
flip.
flip.
Sucked that corner up, trying to get him to tackle him, and just pitched it right over him to his receiver. Nice play.
And it's a pickup of 6 yards, just inside the 15-yard line. Call it the 14, second down. Second down for the Eagles. Here they go, set it up. 3 minutes, 35 seconds left, third period. Snowflake with a 16-point advantage. And a single setback in the field. Beardall, now he'll motion out of the backfield, make it empty, but a timeout called before that one can take place. Coach Reisdorf showing a little frustration over there on the far sideline with his fellas. Somebody did something that they weren't supposed to do, and that forces Coach Reisdorf to take a timeout. I got a question for you, Patrick. We'll stay right here in this timeout.
Yes, sir.
Second down and 4. Play like that. You are at your opponent's 14-yard line. You've got a lot of game left, a lot of time left in this game, and you've got to make up at least 2 touchdowns and a couple of 2-point conversions just to tie. If your guys, I get that your guys can get out of position on a play like that. Somebody didn't do something. Maybe the running back didn't motion out early enough in the set for Coach Reisdorf's liking. But don't you think that timeout in this situation, this moment right here, is more important for the final minute or 2 of the game against tough competition, a tough opponent like Snowflake? More important to keep that thing than to spend it in that moment?
You know, you answered your question there, and you're exactly right, and I 100% agree with you. That's a huge timeout right there. Huge. I mean, you're going to need all those timeouts. You're down exactly what you said. You're down over 2 touchdowns in this game. Even if you score here, you haven't stopped Snowflake all night. They've scored. They've had the ball 4 times and scored all 4 times. So a huge timeout called there by the Reisdorf.
Second down and 4. Jack Reisdorf takes a snap, quarterback draw up the middle. He's got room to run. He'll get that first down as he slips a tackle, heading for the sideline, and he'll get spun out of bounds.
Oh, come on.
And here comes a flag on the tackler. That's Taryn Green over there, who I thought was taking a little bit off of his tackle at the end. He could have maybe flung the quarterback a little bit harder, and he'll get called for a late hit out of bounds.
I'm sorry, Floyd, but I just can't hold back on that. That was awful. That was an awful call. Taryn Green had a hold of him, pushed him out of bounds, and then just kind of let go of him. Didn't intentionally do anything there for that flag. That was just ridiculous.
And I apologize, folks, that we don't have our replay looks tonight. One of our 2 or 3 glaring technical problems that we've had on the night. First down and goal after the penalty is marked off half the distance to the goal line. That last play, by the way, was good for 7 yards, and then the penalty. And now up the middle it goes. That's Nielsen on the carry. Nielsen gained no gain.
I think he might have even lost. Did he lose one? Seems like he might have lost one.
Possible on that. We'll say a no gain, second down and goal from the 3-yard line. Handoff, right side, Nielsen again. Look at him knock one of those defenders over and then work his way into the end zone for the touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run for that young running back. Spencer Nielsen gets into the end zone. Second touchdown scored by Nielsen in the game. And it's now 22-12 as we await the outcome of the point after try here in a moment.
Yeah, they probably will go for it here, I would think, try to make this an 8-point game. So big play here. But, Snowflake just kind of shot themselves in the foot. I don't agree with the last one, but a couple of penalties, roughing the passer, call earlier that really hurt the Lobos here on this possession.
2-point try on the way. Ball at the 3-yard line. Jack Reisdorf lines up, takes the snap, rolls to his right. Looking, and he's going to run. I think he was running all the way. Turns it up, and he gets into the end zone. Dives in, collision at the goal line, and the quarterback peels himself up off of the turf in that end zone, but the 2 points are on the board, and that's a big 2-point conversion for that team from Gilbert North, American Leadership Academy. And with the 2-point conversion successful, it's an 8-point game now. 22-14, Snowflake still with the lead, and they'll get the ball back in a moment when we return on the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota.
Hatch Toyota doesn't have salespeople. We've changed how to buy a car. Now a floor product specialist works with you, and they aren't commissioned.
They're on salary, so when you're approached on the lot or in the showroom, you don't have to panic. Nobody's going to give you the bump and hustle to get you to sign on the dotted line because there's simply no pressure to do so. Hatch Toyota is taking the long view.
The view that involves your complete satisfaction with the whole buying experience. An experience we'd even be so bold to call happy. Who doesn't want to be happy?
And buying a new car is a really happy day. It's time to take the stress out of the day and put in the joy.
Shop ahead at hatchtoyota.com. Our entire fleet is at your fingertips.
Then let us know which model you're interested in and make an appointment with one of our floor product specialists.
Hatch Toyota, keeping the White Mountains rolling for 25 years.
Hi, this is Chaz Hatch. Get our statewide low price guarantee on every new Toyota. Find out more at hatchtoyota.com or visit us today at the Northern Arizona Auto Mall in Show Low.
So that kicker, by the way, that just booted the ball into the end zone, the big left-handed foot, the boots, Luke Assay, is only a freshman. Look at the size of this guy. And how many freshmen have you ever known that could kick the ball into the end zone?
He's done it every time.
Regularity.
Yeah, impressive.
Great kick, and that pins Snowflake to the 20-yard line as they start this new possession. And Lyman will split out to the right side, flanker out to the right side, and they'll give it to Taryn Green. And Green somehow squirted through the surge at the line of scrimmage, and he is able to get out for a nice gain. Short of a first down, but 8 yards on the pickup.
Man, if you can get past that level one, because ALA have 4 down, but they have 4 linebackers that are about 2 yards behind this defensive line, and they're coming. They're bringing it, and if you can squeak through there, you're going to pick up some good yards.
Second down play, they'll hand it off up the middle. That is Taryn Green again, and Taryn's got the first down. Taryn will gain 9 yards on this play. Mark him at the 37-yard line. That's a first down for the Lobos, and Taryn has not carried the ball as much as I expected him so far yet in this game. 12 carries for 77 yards, but right now in these late going, this may be the time to start using that battering ram to really soften up that defense. Play action, pass over the middle, and it's just off the outstretched hand of the receiver. Nick McVicker couldn't haul it in, and it's incomplete.
You got to keep those linebackers honest, though. You got to keep them honest, and they're coming up quick, trying to stop that run, and that was a great play call. Cantrell just let him out a little bit too far. He was open. If he had put it on the money like he did on that last pass to Noah Baum, he would have been down the field.
So a first down play coming up for the Lobos as they wait for the officials to sort something out. And then we get a chance to see the offense go back to work. That'll be a 5-yard mark off against Snowflake's offense, whatever happened. And a first down at 15 on the way. Snowflake marched back, set back to their own 32-yard line for this upcoming play. And 2 minutes and 1 second on the clock in the third period. Our score 22-14, Lobos in front. So to the wristband go the Snowflake Lobos, checking the play, looking it up. And now first down play on the way. Cantrell talks things over with his running back flanked to his left. That's Mason McKinley. They're going to give it to him. And McKinley battles straight ahead, about a 4-yard pickup on the play before he goes down. And now second down, 11 on the way. The ball marked at Snowflake's 36-yard line.
Nice job by that Snowflake offensive line there. They got a big offensive line. They've got a couple boys on their offense and defensive line that go over 300 pounds. So they're a big group of kids.
And here's a give, left side. That is Taryn. Is that Taryn Green?
That's Taryn.
Almost busting to the house on this one. He gets a big gain and a first down for the Lobos going into Eagle territory. Mark him at the 37-yard line. That is a gain of 17 for Taryn Green.
Wow. Taryn, he's just tearing it up right now, huh? Couple of puns.
Let me ask you a question. Remembering his dad, I heard you on that. I heard you on that. I was trying to skip over it.
Okay. It was that bad?
Well, let's ask you about Jace Green in a moment. Here's a pause and a flip right side. That is going to be the runner is caught in the backfield, and carrying the football was Camden Brimhall, and he gets Did he get horse collar down? No horse collar on that one? I don't know what it was, but he came down in the backfield of the yard, delayed. Jace Green. I remember how great Jace was, but I'm not quite sure Jace had the speed of his son Taryn back when Jace played. Certainly was a battering ram, that's for sure.
I would agree with that. The Greens were some of the best running backs that have ever come through Snowflake, but they weren't really known for their speed. They were fullbacks most of the time. They were there. They would drag 3 or 4 tacklers along the way. So
and punish you. Here is a little reverse give to Ryson Stewart. And Ryson is able to pick up some nice yardage. Let's see, he gained 8 yards on that play. 3rd down and 3, straight ahead for the Lobos.
That was a nice play. A little counter play to Ryson Stewart and a good gain on that play.
And that, by the way, was the final play of the quarter. That's how she comes to an end, everybody, right here at Snowflake High School, the home of the Lobos, and we've got a good one brewing. The final 12 minutes of the football game, the 4th quarter straight ahead for you. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss the finish on this one. 2 of the top teams in 3A football tangling up here in the high country. 22-14, Snowflake trying to add to their lead, and we'll see if they can do that when we return for the 4th quarter. The Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
Your attention, please. The #1 volume dealer in the White Mountains, Hatch Toyota, is conducting a massive off-the-wall sale. Our entire inventory of over 136 new 2020 Toyotas have gotta go. Sold at or below dealer invoice. Plus, you keep the rebates. All 2020 Hatch Toyota invoices posted clearly on the wall of savings. Grab the invoice price and make us an offer. No haggling, no hassles. Just the lowest price possible. All remaining 2020 Toyotas at or below invoice. Now is the best time of the year to purchase a new Hatch Toyota at or below invoice. Plus, you keep all the rebates. Hatch Toyota's massive off-the-wall sale. The 2021s are arriving and all remaining 2020 Toyotas have gotta go. Invoices will be clearly posted on the wall of savings. If you're ready to save, this is the sale for you. This special sale ends Halloween night.
Hi, this is Chaz Hatch. Get our statewide low price guarantee on every new Toyota. Find out more at hatchtoyota.com.
Cannot be combined with any other offers or discounts. Tax and registration fees.
Snowflake has the ball, 3rd down and 3 at the American Leadership 40-yard line, and there goes the quarterback, Caden Cantrell. He had his sights set on a designed quarterback keep right from the very beginning, and he gets a nice gain for the first down. 13-yard pickup for Caden Cantrell, and Snowflake will move those chains once again.
Well, Caden Cantrell, man, impressive. I can't say it enough. Just very impressive tonight. But that play was sprung by a great block by Taryn Green, too. So a lot of good things happening.
Trips left for the first time today, and it looks like they were trying to set up a screen out here on the near side to Mason McKinley. The ball was low, and it was covered up by the quarterback Cantrell, and he is going to get up in pain and limping and mad and angry, just like the Snowflake fans, because a defender came in and jumped on him. I guess thought he was maybe going for the football, and the officials make no call, and the Snowflake fans are a little riled up at the moment.
That was way worse than what Taryn Green did out of bounds. So that was way worse. Can't believe they didn't throw a flag on that play.
Little courtesy for the visitors from down in the valley. Let's put it that way. How's that? 2nd down and 15. That's the situation for Caden Cantrell and the Snowflake Lobos. We'll see if Caden can bottle up those emotions just a little bit, not let it get the best of him. A quarterback needs to maintain his composure, right? Trips left for Snowflake. A solo receiver to the right. Pistol set in the backfield. And Cantrell does throw that little screen out here near side to Mason McKinley. He pierces a couple of defenders and gets out to the 20-yard line. A pretty nice pickup. 13 yards the gain, just a little bit short of the first down, and Snowflake will have that in front of them with a 3rd down play coming up in a moment.
Yeah, nice job by the Lobos. I love the play, just a little screen out there to a little receiver screen, split the defenders. Great job.
Handoff right side, and Snowflake is going to come up just shy of the first down on the game, but it's not going to matter anyway because I believe the penalty will be accepted, and there was a man in motion toward the line. That was McKinley did not get set as he was going up, and he angled toward the line, and they snapped the ball before he could get set. So we'll see if we'll see if they mark that off. They did not call a false start. They did not stop the play. They let it run out, and that would be a motion penalty. And they had one conference about it. Now the officials get back together and have another conference.
Yeah, this can really ruin momentum for a team right here. A couple calls like this, and not sure what they're doing.
Well, I think they're trying to figure out. Whether or not maybe that was an action. Maybe they might pick up the flag. They may decide that if he wasn't angled much toward the line.
And they're calling a penalty on ALA now. Sideline warning.
Sideline warning after all of that. Well, I saw what I thought was motion that brought the flag out by McKinley because he was rushing to try to get set.
Yeah, he wasn't set.
And he couldn't get set because they snapped it too soon. After all of that, the officials decide, you know what? Salt Lake's going to get the benefit of this one. And they did. Sideline warning, and they mark it off. And it's first down. Snowflake after the 5-yard mark-off. Handoff up the middle, and Taryn Green gets hit just on the short side of the line of scrimmage, fights through that initial contact, and somehow makes some net yardage out of it, positive yardage. Gain of 3 yards on the play, 2nd down and 7, straight ahead.
Yeah, nice job by Taryn. Again, just yards after the initial hit. I mean, he got hit maybe even behind the line of scrimmage right there and just was able to keep that momentum, keep his legs going. And
here's a bullet pass that is off the hands of the receiver, Nick McVicker. McVicker's had a hard luck night tonight. He hasn't caught a pass yet in 3 targets, but to his, in his defense, they've been some pretty tough catches to make. I think they were all catchable, but they would have been pretty hard catches to make, like that one there.
Yeah, the first one he should have caught. The next 2 were on a rope, and that one was a little high. The one before that was out in front. I don't think he had a chance to catch that one. Got his fingers on it.
After that last pass, he may have a couple of dislocated fingers. 3rd down and 7. The quarterback wants it himself, and he goes down near the 6-yard line. They'll mark him at the 7, I guess. And that should be about a 5-yard pickup short of the first down for the Lobos, and a 4th down on the way, and a big decision right here for Coach Case Solomon and his guys. 4th down and about a 1.5 yards to go for Snowflake.
You got to give this ball to Taryn.
Cantrell lines him up from the shotgun. Trying to draw that defense offside with the hard counts. Not going to happen. They'll look to the sideline. Not sure how much time is left on the play clock, but here they go. They'll set and go on this one. Cantrell does give it to Green. Green battling, and he gets that first down. He crosses the 5 to the 4. That's a gain of 3 yards on the play, and a Lobo first down, 1st and goal.
Nice job. Again, Taryn just driving his legs. A little sketchy there. He got hit again at the line of scrimmage and was just able to use those strong legs and get a first down. Nice job.
And that gain right there, his 15th carry of the game, puts him right at 100 yards.
Nice.
The century mark tonight so far for Taryn Green. He hasn't found the end zone yet, but with the team now operating at the 4-yard line on a 1st and goal, don't be shocked if Taryn Green gets his number called again. This time it's McKinley following Green, right side. And Nielsen comes up. Spencer Nielsen got some good penetration to wrap him up at the line of scrimmage and then take a ride toward the goal line. 2-yard gain on the play for McKinley. Brought down at the 2-yard line.
What a great job by the Lobos here on this drive. Just eating up the clock, 7:48 to go in the 4th quarter in this ball game. Have an opportunity to score. ALA's going to have to score a couple of times in this 4th quarter.
Snowflake has scored on every possession of the game today.
Which is 4.
That's amazing.
This is their 5th possession.
That is amazing. Take the handoff, the quarterback keeps, and he gets knocked down at the just inside the 1-yard line. So call it a 1-yard gain, and a very good tackle by a much smaller Aiden Horrocks, the junior defensive back. And from the goal line, look at this. Good stand on the goal line and no gain from inside the 1-yard line on the quarterback sneak. And getting up slowly and limping back to the huddle as Caden Cantrell, the quarterback, took a big hit on that play.
Yeah, he did. thought he was going to be able to get in, and somebody came up and put a lick on him. He's limping a little bit too. So,
well, Snowflake will call a timeout with 6:55 remaining in this fourth quarter. And they're going to come over to the sideline and talk it over on a 4th and goal. The ball at about, the 1 yard line right now?
It's right on the goal line. I think it's inches.
Well, the 1 foot line. I'm sorry about that. The one foot
line probably is more correct, yes. So this is huge, though. I mean, you don't score here. This is huge.
And they're going to go for it, right? I mean, they're not going to try to kick this one here, although a successful kick, makes it a 2-score game.
Right. Man, it's a tough call.
Where's number 21? Where is Crockett? Samuel Crockett. I'm looking for 21. Looking up and down that sideline. I don't see him there.
He's right here on the end. He is not in the huddle.
Okay.
So
Snowflake going for it all the way here. 4th down. The ball at about the 1 foot line, and Snowflake with a 22-14 lead right now. This is as big a play as you get. And if the Eagles can deny Snowflake here, it would be the first time in the game that Snowflake has not scored with a possession. And every possession has been a time-consuming possession. That's why they only have 22 points in the 4th quarter, having scored every time they've had the ball.
Yeah, this is huge. Huge play.
Noah Baum split left. They're going to hand it off to McKinley at the goal line fighting, and he may have been stopped short. He was. What a goal line stand by the Eagles defense. He could not get in. Somebody up front on that defense is doing a tremendous job with that Eagles team. No gain there. And ALA will have 99 2/3 of a yard to go with 6:50 on the clock to try to get a touchdown that could eventually lead to a score if they get a 2-point conversion. That's the difference in the game, but what a stop by the Eagles defense.
Wow, too much time. I'm really surprised on that call. For one, I'm surprised they went to the left. They have Solomon 305 on the right-hand side, and they give it to McKinley and go to the left. I mean, you gotta rely on your seniors. You gotta rely on those big boys up front. I would have gave that to Green to the right side.
Follow your big man up.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Here's a pass over the middle. Try to get out of the shadow of their own goal line, and they do on a nice pass from the quarterback, Jack Reisdorf. He finds this guy, Luke Assay, the freshman in the middle of the Snowflake defense. Holland in the pass, gaining 17 yards, and the ball goes out to the 17-yard line for a first down. I guess technically it's 16 yards, but the ball, if you rounded it, because the ball was closer to the goal line than it was the 1-yard line before the play. But there's a play call that gets some breathing room for the Eagles offense. And now the game rests, at least for the moment, on the backs of this Snowflake defense. Pass up the field. It's a little too high for the receiver, and it's off his hands, incomplete on the far side. I believe that was Brandon Phelps, another freshman who was intended as the target on that play, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, a little bit too high. Nice job. McKinley was right there, too, as the free safety back there. He was right on the play, so nice job defensively by the Lobos.
6 minutes, 14 seconds remaining.
Can I give a scoring update?
Absolutely do.
I just got an update. Sholo 21, Gilbert Christian 22 at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Great game going on there. What do you think the temperature was at kickoff tonight down there?
Oh, hot.
Because yesterday at 5 o'clock when they kicked off the freshman game, I believe it was the freshman at 5 o'clock, It was 105 degrees according to our friend Kendall Bryant.
Jeez.
105. Handoff left side. And that is Beardall. Beardall carrying the ball. Ball's on the ground. It's loose, and now a marker from the referee from behind the play with action going on after the ball came down, and they're going to call a horse collar on the defense. So if there indeed was a fumble, it doesn't matter at this point. By the way, there has not been a turnover in the game today. And Beardall is on the ground. The freshman not getting up. And they're going to help him to his feet and give him an assist off the field. But that'll be a horse collar tackle on Snowflake. The penalty will mark it off from the spot of the foul, which is the end of the run, which was after a 5-yard Beardall gain. Then you tack on 15.
Wow.
So look at this. In the span of 45 seconds of clock time. The Eagles have moved the ball from the goal line, essentially, all the way out to their own 36-yard line now. And it'll be 1st and 10. The Eagles, I saw Art Hargrove with some stern words and some encouragement to his defense as they were marking it off. First down play. Reisdorf takes the snap, fakes it, flips it, right side. And here's a tackle out of bounds by Mason McKinley. He tackles the receiver, Luke Assay. And I don't know if you saw the same thing the fans did, Patrick, but out in front of that play on the near sideline, the fans said there was a hold, and I didn't see it.
The receiver was out there holding the cornerback for 5 minutes out there, and no call. So
a nice
that's
dance,
what you're hearing from Snowflake.
3-yard gain on that play. Reisdorf rolling left, throws, sticks route, pass caught, first down. And broken tackles down the sideline, another one, and there goes the receiver inside the Snowflake 20-yard line. What a big run after catch, and I think that kid that did that is another one of those freshmen. Brandon Phelps is indeed a freshman, and he takes it deep inside Snowflake territory. 5:43 on the clock remaining, and an 8-point deficit that American Leadership Academy team is trying to erase right now.
Wow, they just they got the momentum right now. Snowflake on their heels a little bit, clear down to the 16-yard line.
Ends up being a 45-yard gain after several broken tackles out there on the far side by the freshman receiver, Phelps. Reisdorf sets his team, 2 receivers to each side of the formation, and he'll give it to Nielsen. Breaks a tackle, and he'll get into the end zone for his 3rd time today. A 16-yard touchdown run. And how do you like a 99.5-yard drive by the American Leadership Academy Eagles to make it a 2-point game, 22-20, and of course, they've got to be going for 2 right here.
Yeah, you have to. There's just not enough time on the clock. Snowflake gets it back.
Well, Snowflake played almost a perfect first half of the game. Had that big lead at halftime, 15-0. And in the second half, they scored with the ball the first time they had it. Second time they had it, they took it down deep into American Leadership territory and gave it up at the 1-foot line. They had multiple tries from the 1-foot line. Reisdorf rolling out, going for 2, throws into the end zone, and that pass is broken up. And the Lobos are able to hang on to a 2-point lead with that defensive play there. That was huge for Snowflake. Let's grab a timeout and a word from the Troy Merrill Farmers Insurance Agencies. Don't go anywhere. The Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
Any insurance agent can provide a quote, return a phone call, or claim to have the best rates. But will your current agent fight alongside you if and when you need to make a claim, discuss options when life changes, or put you and your needs first? At the Troy Merrill Farmers Insurance Agency, that's exactly who you'll get. People over profit. Years of expertise and knowledge, personalized service, and a straightforward, comprehensive, and cost-effective insurance solution. Call or visit the Merrill Farmers Insurance Agency now and experience exactly what you've been missing.
The year was 2011. Tim Tebow was still playing quarterback in high school, but he was about to become a legend. With his team behind 17-0, he was tackled and broke his leg. Despite the excruciating pain, he told his coach, "Don't take me out of the game, I want to play." Tim led his team back and scored the game-winning touchdown on a 20-yard run. The start of the Tim Tebow legend. This is Sports Zone Radio's Byron Brown with a message from Beeler Orthodontics in Sholo. A message to every young White Mountains athlete to never give up. Beeler Orthodontics. Live life with a smile.
Kind of miss Byron Brown once in a while.
Where is he?
Yeah, not very often. Well, his daughter's getting married, so he and the family are down in the Scottsdale area, and they're traveling around Tucson. They're looking for a venue. They're looking for a place to hold a very upscale, hoity-toity wedding.
Nice.
Is what's going on there. And when I say hoity-toity, I mean with a capital H and a capital toity. Here comes the kick from Luke Assay, and this one's going to stay in play inside the 10-yard line. Snowflake the return up the middle. And there's a tackle made there, and the return man driven back as he crossed the 30 to about the 31-yard line. That's where Snowflake will take over the football and a 2-point lead. And now the Lobos need to walk that very fine tightrope right now. Patrick Austin with a 2-point lead, 22-20 they lead. They've got to burn time off the clock. They don't want to take too many shots, I don't think, to do anything big, but burn time off the clock and yet keep possession, move the ball, which they've proven they can do all day long against this Eagles defense.
Yeah, this is a very, very crucial drive here, and you're exactly right, Floyd. They're going to try to keep the ball on the ground so that they can run clock, but you have to get first downs.
Caleb Lyman has the ball, and he's going to get dropped. In fact, lost yardage. Tackle made at about the 25-yard line. And let's see where they end up marking him. Officially, it's the 27-yard line. So a loss of 5 on the play. It's now 2nd down and 15. And look at that sideline for American leadership. I mean, they are fired up over there. Their fans have a lot to be excited about, and they are urging their boys on.
Yeah, they really are. That was a tough play call right there. I don't know if you want to run a reverse in this situation where you have an opportunity for them to make a big play and even get more momentum like that. You've had luck running the ball.
And now they're going to throw the ball. And the pocket breaking down, but Cantrell able to keep it alive. There he goes upfield, slides in, and he slid in front of a defender that was just a few pounds lighter than he was. Interesting decision there. But he did get past the original line of scrimmage. How about a 6-yard pickup on the play for Caden Cantrell? 3rd down and 9, a big 3rd and 9 for the Lobos.
Wow, this is huge. You do not want to give the ball back to ALA with their momentum that they have right now with tons of time on the clock.
And now a bunch set on the left side, trips on the left, and they will move in tight to the formation. And that tells me they're going to run somebody toward the corner on the wide side of the field. That's just a prediction. 3.5 minutes on the clock in the 4th quarter. Toss sweep is what it is. You're going to try to get some room for Taryn Green. Cuts back, breaks the tackle, fighting ahead, fighting for the first down, and he gets it. What a pickup on the play by Taryn Green. The battle for 12 yards and a Snowflake first down.
Well, that's what I'm talking about right there. You've got to give Taryn the ball. You just got to give him the ball.
I think I would like to see Taryn run the ball on every next play of this drive.
Absolutely. He's getting, he cannot not get 4 yards a carry here, 3 or 4 yards a carry. I would ride it out with him on every play right here.
I don't think he'll be denied. The ball at the Snowflake 45 now, and he gets it again. Up the middle he goes, wrapped up in the backfield, and he almost was able to escape that play. And
I just jinxed him, Floyd.
Yeah, well,
I shouldn't do that.
I think we both may have jinxed him. He did not lose yardage on that play, even though he was hit in the backfield. So he was able to keep from any further damage, and we get a timeout called. And the question is, who spent the timeout? That was a critical timeout as Snowflake comes over to talk to their sideline.
Definitely ALA called that timeout. They have one more. Snowflake has 2.
Okay, so are they adding some time?
3 seconds.
Okay, time being added to the clock by the referee, Chuck Copeland. Folks, I want to remind you that the Ace Hardware Scoreboard Show is slated to come up after play-by-play of this, the Game of the Week broadcast here at Sports Zone Radio. And current score, I don't know if this is a final in Payson, but the current score over there that I have reported is 48-7, Blue Ridge leading the Payson Longhorns. Wow. What an opening week performance by the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets, who looked great in preseason, by the way. Cantrell steps up, now decides to run a bit, throws downfield. Great job. Pass caught by Nick McVicker. Finally able to haul one in, goes inside the 30, but I think he was across the line of scrimmage. It's going to be an illegal forward pass on that play as the flag came out from the linesman on the near side, and that's his spot to make. He's the guy that's supposed to be able to see that, and I think we're going to get an illegal, and that's the indication with the arm behind the back by the referee. Illegal forward pass as Cantrell went across the line of scrimmage.
Is that going to be a loss of downs also, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is a loss of down, indicated by the official. So it's going to be 3rd down and 15 for the Lobos. Last time in this situation, they gave the ball, well, it was 3rd and 9 when they got their last first down on a give to Taryn Green on 3rd and 15, or just about 3rd and 15. I don't think you give it to Taryn right here, do you?
No, I think you gotta try to get a first down.
You got to throw the ball down the field. And Caden Cantrell will do that. Looking left, and he throws down the middle. He's got a man, Ryson Stewart, but the ball is over his head, and he runs into the safety in coverage, and that's going to be pass interference.
Well, that's a little payback call because that was not pass interference. So thank you, ref crew, but they're going to get a sideline call over there too. So they're not only going to get a pass interference call, but they're going to get a sideline call because they've already had a warning.
So which one are they going to decline?
I think they're both going to be good, right?
Tag it on?
Yeah.
The double whammy?
I think so.
Double jeopardy, you say? Well, the 41-yard line, the original line of scrimmage, should be a 15-yard mark-off for the pass interference. There is the call by the official, Chuck Copeland. Hold on. Offensive pass interference. What? And a personal foul on the defense, offsetting penalties. That is an atrocious call on the pass interference. And I don't say that often, and I love these guys. This crew is a great crew. I have all the respect in the world, but I'm telling you, somebody missed that call. As the ball was over the head of the defender, and the offensive player, he was trying to fight through the defender, didn't really even see him there as he went into the contact, and the ball was over the head. If anything, that's a pass interference call on the defense, but you said it, Patrick. You didn't think it was pass interference. You thought that was a give back. I thought it should have been a no call, if anything.
Absolutely. It was the ball wasn't really catchable. I thought they hit at about the same time the ball got there. I didn't think that should have been a penalty at all, but I don't know what they saw on that other side. I have no clue.
The personal foul against the Eagles, at least for Snowflake, gives them another shot at it. Cantrell steps up to throw, looking over the middle, and he throws an absolute dart in the direction of McVicker, and it is defended, knocked away, and Tillman Willis, the guy that got a hand in there to knock the ball away to bring up 4th and 14. So the Lobos are going to bring on, for the first time in the game, they're going to bring the punt team on. And the guy that I guess is doing those duties is Sam Crockett. He comes out to line up, and the Lobos are going to give the ball away with 2 minutes and 31 seconds remaining, and the defense is going to have to try to hold on to a 2-point lead.
Wow.
It's 22-20 right now. Snowflake in front. And Jack Reisdorf and that Eagles offense stand to get the ball back. Boy, that was a rifle of a pass. Unable to bring it in. Crockett's kick away with no pressure offered by the Eagles. And the ball, after hitting the face mask of the receiver, Tillman Willis, who was trying to fair catch it, he's able to cover it up. He muffed it briefly but got it back. No return on the play, and for Snowflake, they can be grateful for that. And here it is, the balance of the game in the final 2:24 in this fourth quarter coming up. And Snowflake trying to hang on to a 22-20 lead. Their defense is now going to have to step it up. Here's a name we have not called at all tonight, Payson Carden. The defensive end, he lines up on the right side of that four-man front for Snowflake. And he is such a great pass rusher, such a great disruptor of offenses, and we have called his name tonight.
Well, this would be a good time to call his name for sure.
Tries to drive the blocker into the quarterback as the pass is delivered downfield, and pass caught for a first down. To the knees goes the receiver, and that guy that hauled it in was Johnny Bellino.
We have a flag.
Okay, flag down, but Bellino made the catch, and we'll see if it stands. It will be a 12-yard gain on the play if it does. That was in the area where Payson Carden was working to try to apply pressure on the quarterback. I heard the PA announcer, Joe Clare, say illegal substitution called against the offense. So that marks them back 5 yards. They'll replay first down. Snowflake takes that. Of course they would take that penalty. 1st and 5 coming up. The Eagles at their own 19-yard line.
2:19 left to go in this one. This is a huge stand for both teams, obviously.
Back to throw. Reisdorf looks over the middle. Hurls one, pass caught, and it's near the sticks. And it's going to be very close, but it looks like short by the way the linesman is walking up to it. And a 14-yard gain on that play. Bellino hauling it in on a beautiful pass. He did have to reach back for it, and he was able to make that catch. Second down play. Quarterback Reisdorf rolls out left, looking downfield, looking, and he is able to find a target. Finds the freshman for a first down, and the catch made, and he's up to the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 11 yards on that play. The freshman receiver that hauled it in, mentioned his name, he is Brandon Phelps. Boy, that ALA team now dangerous with their backs to the wall, moving the ball effectively.
Yeah, you want to keep it out of number 15's hands. He's been their playmaker in this second half for sure.
92 seconds left in the game. And a quarterback sack. Snowflake gets to the quarterback finally, and for the first time today, Rev Rimhall coming in on pressure. Did he blitz from his linebacker spot? Did Coach Hargrove pull out a blitz, a rare blitz for Snowflake?
He might have.
4-yard loss on that play. Second down 14, big one here. Play action, Reisdorf over the middle. He's got a man in the middle of that zone. And the catch is made, and Brimhall makes the tackle. Tillman Willis, the guy that hauled it in, and he got back a bunch of those yards.
Let's keep in mind that this ALA team has a kicker that can kick, So, I mean, they don't have to get close.
That was 12 yards on that last play. Third down and a very long 2 to go for the Eagles. They'll throw it the far side and try to get that first down. They do. Nice job just picking up the first down. Luke Assay goes out of bounds with 37 seconds remaining in regulation, and that stopped the clock. Snowflake 22, American Leadership 20. Can the Lobos hang on? It's not field goal range yet. The ball at the Snowflake 44-yard line, but if I'm going to guess, that freshman kicker, we've seen him kick it into the end zone, I'm going to say that comfortably he's probably 50 yards or in. Patrick, I mean distance-wise.
Absolutely, he's got to be 50.
I'm saying if he gets to 45.
To be accurate.
He's got a real good chance at it. And here's the throw. Downfield, a wobbler, contact near where the pass is incomplete. And they're going to say no call, no pass interference. Mason McKinley may have gotten away with one right there, but I think the official said it was not catchable.
I did see the official go, it was over his head.
Okay.
But luckily, because he definitely got there early.
Stops the clock with 30 seconds remaining. And a second down play straight ahead. So to get to about 45 yards for a kick, that means the kick would come from the 35 and the snap would then come from the 28. So you're looking at getting another 16 yards-ish before you're in that, I think, a very good makeable range for Luke Assay. Second down play. 30 seconds on the clock. 2 timeouts remaining for Snowflake, 1 for ALA. And they're going to run some misdirection in the backfield on the pass. And a ball that hangs up downfield, a battle for it, and Snowflake has intercepted the ball inside the 5-yard line. Bryson Stewart, that was a jump ball, and Bryson took it away from the receiver.
That was a great play, Floyd, because if you watch this playback, you're going to see the ALA receiver kind of push him off too. And he was able to hold his position and go up and get that ball on a jump ball. So great play by Bryson Stewart.
Bryson Stewart grew about 3 or 4 inches in the offseason from last year. He was a very small defensive back last year, and he gained about 15 or 20 pounds. And all of that came into play right there on that play. And a potentially game-saving interception by Bryson Stewart that if we did award a play of the game, I'm quite sure you'd agree with me that right there would be your play of the game, right, Patrick?
That is, absolutely.
Snap the ball, and now it's running down. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Coach Reisdorf not going to use that last timeout because it doesn't matter at this point. And there it is, the final gun. The clock ticks down, and Snowflake escapes with a 22-20 victory at home over an outstanding American Leadership Academy team that made a valiant second-half comeback. The Lobos hold on, and that celebration by Mason McKinley, I don't know if you saw him running and jumping as he came down the field just now from that goal line, Patrick, but how does a guy like Mason McKinley feel? After that injury last year, there was reasonable doubt that he'd ever play football again, certainly not at a very high level, and he made a big contribution to today's victory.
Absolutely. Great job by Mason McKinley. I loved it. I loved the way he played tonight. He ran hard. I can't imagine that he wasn't a little bit tentative or on running the ball with that knee injury, but, he played hard. He played both ways all night, running back and safety, so nice job by Mason McKinley.
Snowflake wins it 22-20 over the American Leadership Academy Eagles, who have come to town, and you can see right there on that camera look a lot of smiling on the faces, both teams, both coaching staffs. A lot of smiles. I think there's a lot of friendship there and a lot of mutual respect. At least I think there is. I'm going to go with that anyway now.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that. And what a game. And it's been our pleasure to bring it to you. We got our post-game wrap-up on the way here in just a little bit. Hey, look at that video view right there. Look at Coach Solomon.
Yep.
Look at the animation in his body language and obviously the voice. I don't know if those kids can hear him right there. At the end of the game, this guy can barely speak,
I'm sure.
That's good stuff. Hey, folks, we got the post-game wrap-up on the way here in a little bit. We're going to find out who the Sports Zone Radio player of the game is. We'll look at final stats in the game as well. We know that Taryn Green went up over 100 yards rushing on the day for the Lobos. All of that and more on the way as we continue to roll it your direction from Snowflake High School on the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. Part of the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show. Stand by, everybody.
Toyota in Sholo has joined forces with several lenders for a special savings event. It's the $39.95 Vehicle Acquisition Sale. Hundreds of cars, trucks, and SUVs and vans. All you pay is the $39.95 acquisition fee, and then start making the payments. These vehicles have been acquired at incredible savings from local trades, banks, credit unions, lease companies, as well as other dealer inventories. Hundreds of vehicles are on display at the massive Hatch Toyota lot. Over $5 million worth of new and pre-owned inventory will be disposed of. Toyotas, Fords, Hondas, Chevys, Nissans, Dodges, to name just a few. All you pay is the $39 acquisition fee, then take over the payments. At Hatch Toyota, push, pull, or drag in your trade and get a minimum $2,500. Pick your vehicle, pick your payment, and then just pay the $39.95 acquisition fee. At Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall and at HatchToyota.com. This special sale ends Halloween night.
Hi, this is Chaz Hatch. I won't lose a deal over $1, and you have my word on it.
Insurance is a must, but that doesn't mean you must go broke just paying for it. Contact Joe Bjorn State Farm Insurance for a game plan on saving more of your money. Joe and his team offer home, life, auto insurance, and more. With Joe as your insurance quarterback, you'll score big each and every time. And with State Farm cheering you on, how can you lose? Joe Bjorn State Farm Insurance, providing blanket coverage of the entire White Mountains. Call Joe at 928-536-7101. That's 928-536-7101.
It's officially here. It's officially pellet season across the White Mountains. The cold weather is getting a foothold, and Ace Hardware of the White Mountains is supplied and ready for you. At Ace Hardware, they've got quality pellets in every price range, whether you're looking for their good, better, or best varieties. Take advantage of Ace Hardware's discount pallet pricing. Save big when you purchase by the pallet. And delivery is no problem. Ace will deliver to you and do our best to stack it right where you want it. Ace Hardware in Sholo, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. The football teams and players from the White Mountains have a long tradition of excellence and a reputation for great work ethic, toughness, and teamwork. That's also a pretty good description of the people at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. At Mountain Mobile, every customer is important, just like every player on a football team is important and makes a difference in the outcome of a game. Mountain Mobile is dedicated to making you and every customer feel just how important you really are. Call 928-536-5972 for Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. You know the number, 928-536-5972.
Hey, we're back in, everybody, to wrap things up on the broadcast of the Sports on Radio Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota, and this one in the books. And it was a great one. Snowflake with a 15-0 lead at halftime had to hold on in the second half after a valiant Eagles comeback. American Leadership Academy showing that they've got the guys. They're young. It's a young team. Number of freshmen getting involved in the action out there, but that team can play some football. They nearly completed the comeback, and it took a Ryson Stewart game-saving interception in the final minute of the game downfield. Ryson able to go up, battle, and intercept the ball inside Snowflake's 5-yard line, turn away the Eagles, and Snowflake gets the victory 22-20. Floyd Simmons here along with Patrick Austin. Well, Patrick, we're going to break down the stats in more detail in a moment, but how about a couple of numbers for you? Ready for this?
I'm ready.
Snowflake total offense in this one today. 393 yards of offense.
Okay.
And importantly, 23 first downs picked up by the Lobo offense today. American Leadership Academy Gilbert, 324 yards and 22 first downs for that offense today.
Wow.
It was a lot of just execution, moving the chains, keeping drives going, keeping things alive. And it took till the final play of the game for ALA's offense in the final minute of the game before we saw our game's first turnover today.
Right.
A pretty clean game played for a first game of the year for these two teams.
Absolutely. I think you hit it on the head when we were talking a little bit about at halftime. That was one of the best opening day games I think I've ever watched between two teams. I really do. The execution of the Lobos in the first half, they almost, in my mind, played a perfect first half. I mean, they played really well. I mean, you go into halftime 15-0, no turnovers, just made some big plays. Great job by the Lobos. And then ALA kind of turned that switch a little bit on the second half, stopping the Lobos on the 1-foot line, getting in on 2 plays. I mean, they had 2 chances to get in the end zone and wasn't able to do it. So ALA put in a good effort in the second half, had an opportunity there to tie the game on a 2-point conversion. Rev Brimhall with a great play stopping that. And then the Lobos at the end of the game with Rice and Stewart coming up with the big interception and the first turnover of the game, as you mentioned. Just a solid game tonight between two really good football teams.
Checking a look if I can make my way through a scoring recap, and I'll tell you that it wasn't. Is that for me? Is that not for me? Okay. Scoring recap, I will let you know that we had a number of issues in this game today, and one of those prevented us from doing our normal scoring drives and a drive chart that we glean some great information from, and I apologize for that. But Snowflake did score first in the game back in the first quarter at 6:03 on the clock. Their first possession of the game ended up with a 10-yard touchdown pass from Caden Cantrell to Noah Baum. Snowflake got on the board, and they led the game 6-0. Snowflake then in the second quarter with 7:39 on the clock, their second possession, well, they got more points. A 14-yard rushing touchdown by Caden Cantrell, and he got into the end zone. Snowflake failed as well to convert the point after that, and they led 12-0. Moments later in that second quarter, they were able to kick a field goal. They got I believe it was a 22-yard field goal from Samuel Crockett. That made it 15-0, and that's the halftime score that Snowflake was able to take into the locker room. In the third period, American Leadership Academy finally got their first points of the game on their first second-half possession. And with 7:10 on the clock in the third period, Spencer Nielsen, the young running back for American Leadership, capped off a touchdown drive with a 3-yard run. Got into the end zone, the first of his 3 touchdowns today. Snowflake answered back later on, just a couple of minutes later in the quarter, with a 65-yard touchdown pass. Beautiful pass over the middle by Caden Cantrell to Noah Baum, and it ended up going the distance. Baum with a great speed at the end of it, and that put Snowflake back in front. At that point, I believe our score was 22-6. And that was the last time, by the way, the Lobos would get into the end zone and score any points in the game. American Leadership Academy scored twice more to get to 20 in the third period at 2:49 on the clock. A 3-yard touchdown run by Spencer Nielsen. And he would score one more time in the fourth quarter with 5:16 remaining on a 16-yard touchdown run for American Leadership. They failed to get the 2-point try on that. That would have tied the game. They threw into the end zone, threw into some congestion, some traffic, and Snowflake was able to deny them at that point. And that, along with that Rice and Stewart interception in the final seconds of the game, preserved the victory for Snowflake today, 22-20. The final score in this one. We'll grab another quick timeout. And during the timeout, Patrick and I are going to discuss, along with the rest of the crew, who might be the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game. I think there are multiple candidates in this one. I don't think you could just jump. One guy jumps off the page, but several guys contributed, and we'll find out who does get the Sports Zone Radio player of the game when we return to wrap up our post game and get you ready for the Ace Hardware Scoreboard Show. That's the show that coaches call. More on the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota after this.
You have $2,500 and probably didn't realize it. Don't look in your wallet. Don't look in your purse. Don't look in the sofa cushions. Look in your driveway. Bring in your old car, truck, minivan, sport utility, or crossover, and Hatch Toyota will guarantee you a minimum of $2,500 trade-in value. So no matter what the window sticker says, your old wheels just saved you $2,500. Plus, every new Hatch Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our complimentary maintenance plan for 2 years or 25,000 miles, and 24-hour roadside assistance for 2 years and unlimited miles. It's a great time to put yourself in the Toyota you've always wanted to drive and get $2,500 off with your trade. Hatch Toyota in Sholo and at HatchToyota.com, the home of the $2,500 guaranteed minimum trade-in value, keeping the White Mountains rolling for 29 years. Offers on approved credit plus tax, title, license, and $4.99 doc fee. Must have a clean title.
At Naked Mobile, we have just one question to ask. Would you like to play a game? For a limited time, activate 2 months of Naked Mobile's nationwide talk, text, and 20 gigabyte LTE data plan for just $60 per month, and you get the Google Pixel XL for free. This is the high-end performance phone for your everyday adventures. With quad-core processor, 5.5-inch LED screen, 32 gigabytes of memory, and Corning Gorilla Glass. Stay connected with Naked Mobile. Get your free Google Pixel XL at any Cellular One store near you or at nakedmobile.com.
The year was 2011. Tim Tebow was still playing quarterback in high school, but he was about to become a legend. With his team behind 17-0, he was tackled and broke his leg. Despite the excruciating pain, he told his coach, "Don't take me out of the game, I want to play." Tim led his team back and scored the game-winning touchdown on a 20-yard run. The start of the Tim Tebow legend. This is Sports Zone Radio's Byron Brown with a message from Beeler Orthodontics in Sholo. A message to every young White Mountains athlete to never give up. Beeler Orthodontics. Live life with a smile.
Hi everyone, it's your friend Andrea Robinson for the Hallmark store in Pine Top. Hallmark invites you to stay close at heart with the world's best selection of greeting cards. The right card can help you reach across the miles, no matter how far apart you are. And it always means so much more when you send a card rather than a text. The holiday season is on the way and it kicks off with Halloween. At Hallmark, you'll find everything from costumes to Halloween decorations. Scare up some Halloween party ideas at the Hallmark store in Pine Top. Open 7 days a week.
Great performance tonight by the Snowflake Lobos. And at home, they open up the season in 2020, this crazy, weird COVID-19 year that we've all been living through, and a victory tonight. Final score 22-20 for the Snowflake Lobos. Welcome back in, Floyd Simmons and Patrick Austin here in the broadcast booth. In a few moments, we'll speak with head coach Kay Solomon, and I believe a trio of his Lobos are going to join us up here. We had a discussion on the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game, and we'll announce that in a second. Well, Patrick, I know this is going to be a tough question because none of us have seen anybody else. We don't know what's going on with some of these teams out there in 3A football. Sabino, by the way, in all likelihood is going to be playing football soon after the Tucson Unified School District said no fall sports, and they shut it all down. I guess there has been a change of heart, and Sabino is going to start practicing, I think, next week and try to get in shape and ready to play a 4-game schedule so they can qualify for the playoffs. But you know they're always good, and so they're going to start figuring in to what's happening later. That American Leadership Academy team we just witnessed will have, I think, 3 Brophy Prep transfers available to them, ready to play. These are legit guys that will help bolster that squad that we've already seen out there tonight that played Snowflake close. So with that set up, my question to you is Snowflake the best team in 3A football right now?
Yes. they just beat the number 1 team in the state. So how can you say they're not?
I thought you were gonna say it's too early to tell.
Well, if you're going by strictly rankings, and I haven't seen anybody. I know Blue Ridge is going to be good. I know if Sabino comes back, they're going to be good. I mean, the 3A is always good. Round Valley is going to be good. Shoals is going to be good. So it's going to be a tough season no matter what. But if you're going strictly with what happened tonight, the Lobos beat the number 1 team in the state. They're the best team in the state. They just beat them.
I'm not going to argue with your logic at all, okay? Your logic prevails right here at this moment. We're going to find out, aren't we? We're going to find out some things in the next weeks that follow. Big game, big win for the Lobos to open up the season. What does this mean for Snowflake, do you think? When you've seen a couple of stumbles in the last couple of years. Last year they lost to Ben Franklin. Got a chance to avenge that and almost did in the state semifinals. Played them so well the second time they saw them. But does a victory like this do something different for a Snowflake team that seemed to be chasing all year last year, right? We knew they were good, and they did play well. They played a great season, had that real fumble against Payson, and were upset in the game. They were a better team than the Payson Longhorns, but got upset in that game in the regular season, so had the 2 regular season losses. But do you think that Snowflake getting a win today in this game sets any sort of tone that they're going to be able to live off of?
Absolutely. You win a game like this, it definitely gives you momentum. It definitely gives you confidence going into the season. They got they don't have anybody on their schedule that's just going to be one of those weeks where you're like, oh, the Snowflake Lobos are going to win the game. They're not going to have a tough game. They don't have one of those. So it's going to give them confidence. It's going to give them momentum. And whatever. ALA didn't have their what you call transfers, what I call recruits come. I know that's controversial, but coming from another school. But Snowflake was a 3-touchdown team better than this game than this ALA team is tonight. They were up 15-0 at half. They had an opportunity to score again and just got denied at the goal line, and that would have put them up by 2 touchdowns again. So they're a better team than this ALA team. Is the ALA team going to get better? Absolutely, but the Snowflake Lobos are going to get better too. But you had mentioned them. Anyway.
Well, here's a question. What does Snowflake have to clean up that went wrong in the second half?
I don't want to make excuses for or anything, but you saw what they did in the first half, and they came out in the second half was pretty much doing the same thing. There was a couple of tough calls out there that didn't go their way. Sometimes refs can play a role in somebody's momentum and the way they play and the way they finish up, and so I think if a couple of those calls wouldn't have went against them, I think they would have continued to play as well as they did in the first half. I really do. But I didn't see anything. I mean, they didn't have any turnovers. They ran the ball well. I guess if I'm going to answer that question, if they need to clean something up, it might be a few of these penalties in the second half that hurt them. They had a roughing the passer that hurt them in the second half. They had a very controversial call with Taryn Green out on the sideline where they said that they threw him out of bounds, which was a totally bogus call that hurt him. So, I mean, if I was going to say that, if there was something that they needed to clean up, it would be their penalties. And if they can do that, they played a good game tonight. I mean, you can't play a game and have 383 yards of offense and no turnovers, or you can't say that they didn't play well and there's something that they need to work on. I mean, there's always things that you can work on, but I mean, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are that this is the most prepared and seasoned Snowflake Lobos team to start a campaign that I have seen in a very long time. I think that Coach Solomon has done a great job to get his guys ready. I think that we got a chance to see the coming of age of the new quarterback, and I'm impressed, and I can't wait to see more of the work put in this year by Caden Cantrell. Really loved the way that he finished off on that touchdown run right at the goal line and just absolutely dished some punishment at the end of it. I like his decision-making. I like his patience back there. I like the fact that he didn't ever really seem to rush a throw or force a throw. I thought those were all really good signs, and I think that that Snowflake's got a lot of potential with this offense. When you package that with the way the running game went, spearheaded by Taryn Green's effort out there, and how Taryn ran the ball like it's his last season.
Right.
He ran the ball like there's not going to be another season of football left for him after this one, and he wants to make sure that he doesn't leave anything in the tank at the end of a game. There was a lot of really good things. We didn't focus a lot on the line of scrimmage, the guys up front, and apologies to that, but we'll pay more attention as we go along. We were, unfortunately, hampered by a lot of technical problems that we had throughout the game here at Snowflake today, and it began from before the game, and then we just had, the gremlins were there all night long, but we're going to clean those up before next week. We'll be into midseason form next week, I'll promise you that. I liked what I saw. I thought there was some great things to be seen in this Snowflake Lobos team tonight. The defense was not nearly as susceptible, by the way, in their pass defense as many expected.
Right.
The offensive coordinator, and I know he wasn't trying to insult Art Hardgrove's defense at the time, but last week when we did the Friday night football show and the offensive coordinator, Trevor Reddick, came up and visited with us, he did talk about how their pass defense was extremely porous in their scrimmage when they went down and played, or they played here maybe, but it escapes me now who they played.
Safford.
Was it Safford? Okay. Safford exploited their secondary and their pass defense, and it looked like if they didn't clean things up coming into this game, Jack Reisdorf and this ALA offense was going to take full advantage of that, but they didn't. And they had a couple of deep plays downfield. Really more than anything were the broken tackles and the run after catch yardage that the Eagles were able to pick up today. But now outside of that, did a good job. And, of course, Rice and Stewart with the game-saving interception at the end, just putting a punctuation point, an exclamation point on a night that defense played pretty strongly, pretty well.
Absolutely.
That's what I think. All right, let's announce the Sports on Radio's player of the game.
Okay.
You ready for that?
I'm ready.
All right. Well, there's some multiple candidates, and we're going to speak to the three guys that I think led the way here in that tonight. Noah Baum at receiver had a great night. 5 catches, 111 yards, including that 65-yard touchdown catch where he turned the Jets on and displayed that speed. He caught 2 touchdown passes today from his quarterback, Caden Cantrell. Did he really? It says 2, but did he score one other than a pass?
No, two were passes. One was in the back of the end zone down here, and then the other one was the 65-yard pass.
You're right about that. So we did not give Cantrell credit for the second touchdown. Oh, no, we did. My apologies on that. I'm looking at the wrong stat line. Okay, so Baum with a great night. 100-plus yards and 2 touchdowns. That'll get you consideration for the player of the game for sure. And the running back as well. How about Taryn Green tonight? 17 carries, 112 yards for him, and a couple of crucial first-down conversions for the team to keep drives alive and to take time off the clock. Great job, both sides of the ball by Taryn Green, the senior running back. And then comes the quarterback and the guy that unanimously is going to receive the Sports on Radio player of the game. Caden Cantrell in his first official start as a junior at quarterback. 11 out of 18 for 180 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day for Cantrell. He also ran the ball for 61 yards on 14 carries and a touchdown. That 14-yard touchdown run was a thing of beauty as he finished it off like John Elway at the end. I loved it, and he is the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game.
Yeah, well, I love it because he's sitting right there, and he can hear every word we're saying, and he's nodding and pumping his fist. But I liked it mostly because he's pumping his fist for his teammates, and that's one thing I like about Caden Cantrell. But, impressive night by Cantrell tonight. You know, he threw the ball on the money. We need to work a little bit. He came to my quarterback camp last year, and he had a great arm there. He needs to work on his touch a little bit. He was throwing, some bullets there on a couple of those passes, and then, like I said, he can hear me over there. But anyway, I was so impressed, though, tonight. I was impressed with his passing ability. I was impressed with him getting out of trouble and making good decisions rather than panicking. He made good decisions, threw some good balls, and I was actually most impressed with his running tonight. Ethan Ramage was a great quarterback last year. He did a great job. But he didn't have that component that Caden Cantrell has this year, and that's running the ball. I loved how he got out of the pocket. I loved how he tucked and ran. You were exactly right. One of the best plays of the game tonight was his touchdown run where he got hit about 4 yards behind the end zone and basically pushed the defender into the end zone as he ran over him, put his shoulder down and ran him over. We haven't seen that from a Snowflake quarterback for a while. So anyway, congrats to Caden Cantrell and the Snowflake Lobos. Big win tonight here at Snowflake High School, and gives them a lot of momentum. As I said, a lot of momentum moving into the season, the shortened season, and what a great game. One of the best opening night games that I've watched in a long time.
Patrick, great comments, great assessment. We're going to let you pack it up and head on out of here because we'll bring on Caden Cantrell and hopefully Taryn Green and Noah Baum as well to join us in our postgame in just a minute, and the head coach, Kay Solomon, as well as we wrap things up here on the broadcast of the game. Don't forget the Ace Hardware Scoreboard Show, the show the coaches call. That's scheduled to come your way a little later on tonight here, part of the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show. Great job, Patrick.
Thanks,
well done.
Floyd.
You got it, man. And we'll see you down the road very, very soon. Patrick Austin right there. Hey, before I break out to this time out, I do want to say hello and give a shout-out to the officiating crew, the Chuck Copeland-led officiating crew. They said they'd be listening to our postgame on their way out of here. And so, guys, it was great to see you tonight. And well done on the call on the field. There's always going to be controversy. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's officiating. There's always going to be disagreement. And you know what? Guess what? Nobody is perfect. Nobody's perfect. But, guys, a good job out there tonight. And when I say good job, I don't mean it like I told you I meant it when we were talking on the field, where I told them whatever I say, it's actually the opposite. So, great job. Always good to see the Chuck Copeland crew out here officiating games across the mountain. And, folks, we're going to take one more timeout in the postgame. Come back on the other side to wrap up the postgame by speaking with members of that Snowflake Lobos team. Give us 90 seconds. We'll have them set up for you when we return. Don't go anywhere. The Sports on Radio Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota.
The football teams and players from the White Mountains have a long tradition of excellence and a reputation for great work ethic, toughness, and teamwork. That's also a pretty good description of the people at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. At Mountain Mobile, every customer is important, just like every player on a football team is important and makes a difference in the outcome of a game. Mountain Mobile is dedicated to making you and every customer feel just how important you really are. Call 928-536-5972 for Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. You know the number, 928-536-5972.
Any insurance agent can provide a quote, return a phone call, or claim to have the best rates. But will your current agent fight alongside you if and when you need to make a claim, discuss options when life changes, or put you and your needs first? At the Troy Merrill Farmers Insurance Agency, that's exactly who you'll get. People over profit. Years of expertise and knowledge, personalized service, and a straightforward, comprehensive, and cost-effective insurance solution. Call or visit the Merrill Farmers Insurance Agency now and experience exactly what you've been missing.
It's officially here. It's officially pellet season across the White Mountains. The cold weather is gaining a foothold, and Ace Hardware of the White Mountains is supplied and ready for you. At Ace Hardware, they've got quality pellets in every price range, whether you're looking for their good, better, or best varieties. Take advantage of Ace Hardware's discount pallet pricing. Save big when you purchase by the pallet, and delivery is no problem. Ace will deliver to you and do our best to stack it right where you want it. Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard.
Well, folks, we're back in. We are live at Snowflake High School, and we're bringing you the Sports on Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota, part of the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show. Guess what? Our 28th campaign, our 28th season of bringing you the best coverage of high school sports on radio right here at Sports on Radio. Folks, my name is Floyd Simmons. We continue on the postgame wrap-up, and we get a chance to talk to some of the heroes for the Snowflake Lobos tonight. At least one of the heroes is here with us right now. Normally, when we talk to these guys, they're wearing, they're still got their shoulder pads and jerseys and stuff on. But the quarterback, he he wanted to get out of uniform pretty fast, and so he did. He joins us now. Caden Cantrell, the junior, has taken over at quarterback For Snowflake, 6'3", does that sound fair?
Yeah.
6'3"? 6'3", about 205.
190. I'm getting there.
190?
Yes, sir. I'm getting there.
Okay. All right. I apologize for that. I always tell people I'm 190 as well, but I'm really closer to 205.
I'll take it.
But Caden Cantrell, he is the quarterback for the Snowflake Lobos. He joins us now. And Caden is the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game as well. How about this stat line? How about 11 of 18? Yeah, that's right, 11 of 18, 180 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and he also ran the ball 14 times for 61 yards, including a 14-yard touchdown run. That's what this guy did tonight for the Snowflake Lobos. Congratulations on the win. How did it feel?
It felt pretty good. It's all my teammates. I can't take any credit. It's all them. My O-line's ridiculously good, and I appreciate how much they worked their butt off to get me where I'm at.
So before we came live on radio here and on video, you said that it. How did you feel? You said it didn't feel real. Talk about your emotions right now.
Oh, first touchdown pass didn't feel real. I always grew up as a little kid watching Snowflake High School football and playing quarterback, and it still doesn't feel real. Playing Haley Gilbert, number 1, crazy.
That first touchdown pass you threw, by the way, was to Noah Baum, but he caught both of your touchdowns. The first one was in the back of the end zone. You had to scramble around, roll around a little bit, wait, and you found your guy right at the back. Talk about there seems to be some synergy between you and Noah Baum. He had a great day, 5 catches for 111 yards, and caught your 2 touchdown passes. Talk about that first catch and how you guys are kind of jiving together.
It all starts after practice. Everybody stays after practice. We throw for a good 30 minutes till we can't see no more, and it just starts there. All summer, every time we threw the ball, and we just grew together.
So we fast forward later on in the game, second half. Comeback starting to be mounted by American Leadership Academy. You led at one point 15-6 and needed to get something done, and you threw a pinpoint thread the needle pass on a skinny post route to Noah Baum, caught it between defenders, and then he turned the Jets on and ran away from the defense for a 65-yard touchdown. How about that throw? How did that feel? And talk about seeing your receiver out there breaking into that little bit of a gap that you had between defenders and then delivering.
Oh, it was all trust, just trusting that I knew if I throw it, he's going to catch it. And Mason ran a good swing to the left to take the outside linebacker and just executed perfectly.
Yeah, good job on that. Well, listen, man, you get to take over now at quarterback, and you talk about the dream. Any kid getting to play quarterback for their local team, their hometown team, that's a big deal, and it sounds like something you've been thinking about for a long time. You talk about watching the quarterbacks when you were a young kid. Who's your favorite? What guys? Give me 2 or 3 quarterbacks that you looked up to when you were a little kid watching them play for Snowflake.
I'm going to have to give it to Ty Reedhead. That's the only one. He was a machine. He would not go down, period, and I looked up to that.
Well, there's a little bit of similarity there. He might have you foot speed-wise. Ty was a pretty quick guy. I'm going to give you the edge with the arm. I think you've got the better arm of the two of you guys, but if you combined it'd be a pretty amazing athlete, robotic athlete if the two of you guys were combined. But, yeah, Ty was something special, wasn't he? The way he could play, the way he could run with the ball when he had to, and then deliver if he needed to in that regard. But a good choice, Ty Reedhead. Yeah, good stuff there, huh?
For sure. He's someone I've always looked up to.
One of your heroes. Maybe you could get him to sign your helmet or something like that coming up.
Hey, if he's listening, hit me up.
There you go. Hey, listen, congratulations. Great job. Great win for you and the team. Great way to start your career at quarterback, and a great way to start 2020 after everything we've gone through. Congratulations.
About time. Waited way too long for this. Way too long.
Congratulations. Good job. There's Caden Cantrell. Thank you, Caden. And we're going to invite one of those other guys to step on over here and join us on mic and on camera as well. The Sports Zone Radio's player of the game right there, Caden Cantrell. He completed 11 of 18 passes for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game today. He also rushed for 61 yards and ran a touchdown in as well. So accounted for 3 of Snowflake's 4 touchdowns on the day, or is it all 3? Yeah, I take it back. All 3 of touchdowns. He played a part in all of that. Let's bring on our next guy and talk to a guy who had a great game running the football, 117 yards carrying the ball today on, I believe, 17 rushes, 17 carries for 112, averaging 6.6 yards today and converting a couple of big third downs for Snowflake in big situations. His name is Taryn Green. He joins us now. Taryn, congratulations on the win.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. It's great to have you. How did it feel? You open up your senior season, finally get to play, by the way. Some doubt for a while as to that, whether that's going to happen. You must feel good about the chance to play. And then you come out, you play a great team like ALA Gilbert and get the win at home.
It was super exciting. So excited to just finally get to play. And what a first game to get to have. That was an exciting game. It was a nail-biter. But we pulled it out and did good.
Taryn, I'm going to talk to your coach. I believe that Coach Solomon's going to make his way up here in a bit. And when I do, I'm going to mention this. That was, I thought, just about a perfect first half of football that your team played. And by the way, I think you scored, well, you did definitely scored on your first 4 possessions of the football in the game today. Maybe even your first 5. You guys took care of business. In the first half, you scored 3 times on 3 possessions. Talk about the way that felt, because the last 2 or 3 years, Snowflake hadn't played and executed like this to start a season. How did it feel today?
It was really we flipped roles. Usually we end well, and this game was kind of weird for me just because we started well. And it was pretty frustrating. I feel like we had a lot of things we could work on and get better, and I feel like that game was closer than it could have been. But it was a fun start, but not a fun finish.
Well, 15-0 was the halftime score. You guys got out in front. You were able to get the 2 touchdowns on, tack on a field goal before you went in at halftime. What was the mood like in the locker room at halftime, and what did the coaches have to say?
We were ready for them to come back at us after halftime. We were really just analyzing and changing things up in formations and stuff, and we had no way thought that we had the game yet. We were ready for a second half.
Shift to defense for a second. You're so critical on that side of the ball for your team, and I think you're the tone setter on that defense for the Snowflake Lobos. You played a tough quarterback, Jack Reisdorf. Maybe didn't have his best day today, but he still did some special things, and he's got some weapons. And what was the challenge like for you and the Lobo defense?
There's a lot of challenge between them spreading us out and trying to stop their run game with us. Without as many guys in the box, it was harder, but we managed, and we did it, and I feel like if we do it again, we'll do it much better next time. But it was a challenge.
Yeah. Can I get you to give a shout out to Rice and Stewart? I mean,
yes.
It was the play. It was the play of the game.
Rice
He gets the interception down inside the 5-yard line to stop that drive and preserve the game for you and your team.
That was awesome. So proud of my pal Rice. Me and Rice have been playing football since 4th grade, and I was just so proud. That was awesome. It was sick.
Yeah,
super pumped.
He had to be pretty happy about that play for sure. Bringing you back on the other side of the ball for one last comment, and I don't want to finish certainly on a bad note, but I want to ask you about that goal line stand for the Eagles. Your team inside the 1-yard line. I think you ran at least 2 plays inside the 1 at that point, and they stopped you both times. And they, from our angle anyway, I know we're up here, not down there, but it looked legit. They stopped you. What did they do? Talk about the difficulty you guys had in that moment.
They really loaded the box. I don't think we should have ran. We kind of played into what they were going for. They knew we were going to run straight up the middle.
Yeah.
And we probably should have ran something else, a fake or something, but it happened. Can't change it now.
Yeah, no question. I just was wondering. I mean, clearly they decided
very frustrating.
They were going to plug it up right there. We'll finish on a high note. Let's talk about your quarterback, Caden Cantrell, okay, and the things that he did today. So many good things. He is the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game. Great numbers from him, and he didn't make too many mistakes out there. He kind of stayed within himself, showed a lot of poise and patience out there. I really liked the 14-yard rushing touchdown. I liked the way he finished, because he finished like a Taryn Green might finish. He was looking for a guy to lower the ball.
He loves looking for a guy at practice. Does it all the time. Caden opened amazingly. He had that first when he rolled around and then made the throw, and he did awesome. Caden Cantrell, he's the real deal, and he's going to lead this team.
All right, in a moment, we're going to talk to that dude right there, Noah Baum, okay, your teammate. Look, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say it so he hopefully can't hear me, but I did not realize he was as fast as he is.
Neither did I. When I watched him when he caught that ball, I was like, is that Noah?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Man.
And he can catch the ball
like
no other.
Yeah. Had a great game. It's great to have those guys, right?
It's
struggled a
very
little bit
nice to
in
have
the passing
those
game
guys.
last year. Not a lot of guys are hauling it in.
It opens so many more things up when we can pass the ball.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, great job. Congratulations.
Thank
nice way
you.
to start your senior year. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right, there's Taryn Green right there. He was in the running for the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game with his 112 yards rushing today for his team, and of course his usual stellar effort on defense, but it did go to Caden Cantrell, the quarterback, on the strength of 180 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. Both those touchdowns and 111 yards of the passing was caught by this guy right here who joins us now. Let's speak to the junior receiver, Noah Baum, who stepped up big for the Snowflake Lobos in the victory today. A 22-20 win for Snowflake over American Leadership Academy. Congratulations, Noah.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, let's speak about that thing that we just talked about right now. Taryn Green didn't believe you had that speed. Man, that was some blazing speed you displayed. That 65-yard touchdown catch where you pierced the defenders, you got that beautifully thrown ball by your teammate, by Caden Cantrell, and you didn't let him down. And you didn't let him down all night long. You were hauling in his passes, and then he took it to the house. Nice wheels you got out there, man.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't even know. They just had one safety out there, so that middle was wide open. So we just cut it upfield, and I thought I was going to get caught too. I just honestly.
Maybe you were running scared. Who knows?
No, it was some adrenaline for sure.
Yeah, well, you were blazing. Trust me, you're as fast as we get to see out there on the field. That was the second touchdown you caught today. The first one was a pass you caught at the back of the end zone after Caden had to scramble around just a little bit, and there was that, I'm sure it wasn't exactly how the play was supposed to unfold. So talk about what happened, how you found yourself open, and how you were able to catch the touchdown.
Well, the play was originally to the left side, but I don't know what happened over there, but it got locked up. And then Cantrell, he was just scrambling. He did amazing all night, especially the O-line too. We had 10 seconds back there, and then I just found a little gap, and it was wide open back in the end zone.
Noah, tell me about how it feels. And we talking to Caden a moment ago. He says he was speaking like it's a dream. And it's a dream. It was a dream of his to play quarterback at Snowflake anyway, watching his heroes play as he grew up as a kid, and almost can't believe this is real.
Yeah.
It's really happening. How does it feel for you?
Yeah, it's honestly the same. It's it doesn't even feel real. Watching all the people growing up, being a little kid sitting in these stands, and then to think we're the ones out there doing it. It's just almost surreal.
Yeah. How do you feel about your team's potential, where you can go with this squad?
I think we do have a lot of potential. I think we still have a lot of stuff to work on both sides of the ball, but I think we're definitely dangerous.
Well, Noah, well done today. 5 catches, 111 yards, I believe is what we had you at. 2 touchdown receptions for you today. A great day for you and the boys. Yeah. Congratulations. Enjoy the win.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, Noah Baum right there. And they're going to throw some bombs to him. It's not how you spell his name, by the way, but they're going to throw some bombs that guy's direction. What a great job. Final score, 22-20. Snowflake has defeated American Leadership Academy of Gilbert North in a great way to start the season in 2020. Well, in a moment, we're going to speak to the head coach, and he is going to head up our direction. His name is Kay Solomon, and his guys got a big win today. We'll talk to Coach in just a moment. And while we wait for him, let me give you the numbers on Snowflake. Total offense today for the Lobos, how about 393 yards of offense, 23 first downs for the team. They had the ball for a little more than, about 5.5 minutes more time of possession than the Eagles did in this game today, and they were able to run 65 offensive plays. 213 yards rushing for Snowflake, 180 yards passing. They were penalized 10 times for 80 yards. I know that's not going to make the coach happy. Caden Cantrell, the quarterback, 11 of 18 for 180 and 2 touchdowns. His favorite target was Noah Baum, 5 catches, 111. 2 touchdowns for Noah. Caleb Lyman, 2 catches for 22 yards. Pair of guys had 19 yards receiving. Rice and Stewart on 1 catch. Mason McKinley on 2 catches. Taryn Green, 1 catch for 9 yards. Running the football, Taryn Green, 17 rushes for 112. Caden Cantrell, 14 carries for 61 and a touchdown. Mason McKinley, 13 rushes for 39 yards in the game. And a trio of other guys handled the ball, but nothing too big to report on that. So we'll just jump over and tell you that ALA Gilbert had 324 yards of offense, 22 first downs for them. Possessed the ball 21 minutes and 9 seconds of a 48-minute football game. They ran the ball for 129, threw for 195. Their quarterback, Jack Reisdorf, was 16 of 24 for 195. No touchdowns, 1 interception. And the guy that really gets the game ball on that side is Spencer Nielsen, the running back, 13 carries for 55 yards, and he scored all 3 touchdowns in the game today for his Eagles teammates. And let's bring on the head coach now, the Snowflake Lobos. They beat American Leadership Academy 22-20. Coach Kay Solomon joining us now. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, Floyd. That was a close one. It came down to the wire, and what a way to start the season, huh?
I saw you gathering your guys for your post-game talk over there. We had a camera on you. Don't know what you were saying, but I haven't seen you very often as animated as I did there. A lot of body language, a lot of gesturing. I could almost hear your voice projecting up here. What did you have to say to the guys?
I got it. Was there anybody on that field that didn't have a lot of emotions going? And man, it's been pent up for how long? You know, we're so happy to get to this night. What a great night of football, and turned out to be a great game. And so yeah, I was just excited for the boys and happy for them, but reminding them that we're going to get some film up in a hurry. And I have to tell them, we don't watch film to see how good we are. We watch film to see what we did wrong and get it fixed. And so obviously there's a lot of things we're going to be looking at this weekend that we're going to look at for that second half. So.
Coach Kay Solomon of Snowflake joins us. His team wins 22-20 tonight over American Leadership Academy of Gilbert North. Okay, Coach, I mentioned this to Taryn a little while ago, and he said, you know, this isn't usual. This isn't who we normally are. We start slow and finish strong. But that was, if I go project back over the last several seasons, that was the best game to start a season that I think I've seen Snowflake play in several years. And it was a near perfect first half of football that you played. Your team scored on at least your first 4 possessions of the game and maybe your first 5 possessions of the game. They were long drives, chewed up a lot of clock. That's why there's only 22 points when you talk about that. But, Coach, I thought it was a great game played by your guys, and that first half in particular was a near perfect first half.
I completely agree. You know, they came out ready to play, and I told them that. We saw what happened last night. Our freshman team traveled down, played ALA down in Gilbert, got behind early, played them really even the second half. JV team, same thing, got down 12-0 at halftime, played them really even the second half. So we just, you know, we knew we couldn't afford to start slow and play from behind. That's never what we want to do, but you're right. That's been, unfortunately, a little bit of a trademark of some of our teams of the past, like, you know, and so we preached that all week. We talked about it. We talked about it tonight, and give the boys credit and the coaches because we came out ready. And I agree with you. I don't think I've seen an opener where we've been as crisp and put together during that those first few drives offensively and then defensively as well. The only strange thing is, you know, we had a hard time stopping their running game, which we wouldn't have expected. You know, I don't know if they were sleeping on their scrimmage last week and didn't show us what they could really do on the ground, because we didn't see that. We saw the short passing game and knew that was a threat. So we worked hard to get ready for that. And, you know, but they give them credit. They blocked well up front and managed to move the ball on the ground on us tonight.
The Sports Zone Radio's player of the game was your quarterback, Caden Cantrell. 11 completions on 18 tries, 180 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. He ran the ball for 61 yards and a 14-yard touchdown run along the way that he finished with authority at the end of that run. Wow. I've been hearing a lot about Caden. I said on last weekend's Friday Night Football show, I hear so much about these Snowflake quarterbacks, and I'm oftentimes left asking, where's all the hype amounting to, because I'm not seeing it. And I said, so Caden Cantrell's got to prove something. Tonight, he proved something. This guy is legit.
He is. You know, we've been excited to have him take the reins, and I wish we would have seen more of him through the summer. We missed so much competition, 7-on-7 type stuff through the summer. I think he would have really shown up in all of that too, and it would have helped him advance even a little bit more. But the thing about Caden, and you broadcast baseball games in the spring, and so you watched him as a freshman behind the plate when he was catching for Coach Lang's baseball team. And I don't get to see a lot of their games, but I don't know that I've seen a catcher throw out that many guys trying to steal second base. And I just knew, this kid's legit. You know, he's a guy you can plug in wherever your team needs him, and he's gonna play and make a difference for you. And he did down the stretch last year. We didn't use him at quarterback, but we did as a wide receiver. And he's a kid that could go in and play middle linebacker and light people up. He's just you know, he's got the mindset to be able to play any position on the field, and that's to have him at quarterback it's a blessing. So I'm like you. I'm very impressed with his opener tonight and what he did on the field. So,
hey, catchers often make good quarterbacks and they make tough quarterbacks, and he's a tough guy. That touchdown when we talked about the way he finished with authority, I mean, he just, you know, bowling his way into the end zone. And a couple of times he got up shaky on different plays, limping back to the huddle. I want to take you to a play that happened somewhere around the 20-yard line where there was a low snap. He had to dive on the ball, and then it seems an eternity later, a defender dives on top of him. And that got the hackles of the crowd up, that's for sure. I'm sure your coaching staff on the sideline was not happy because there was a no call on that, no flag thrown. Okay, all right. But the main thing is Caden didn't like it, and he was upset. And when he got up, he showed a lot of emotion as he marched off away from the line of scrimmage and away from his guys. It looked like he was trying to gather himself in. Talk about that play. Talk about what you saw in your young quarterback through that entire exchange.
Well, you know that you're gonna be tested. We told him that, and you never know what ways those tests are coming. But probably could have been pretty easy for him to be spouting off and you know, getting the attention of the officials for, you know, some maybe inappropriate language or something after a play like that. But to his credit, I agree with you. I think he handled it well and handled it the right way. And that's what you have to do in football. You know, you're only as good as you need a short memory. You need to be able to just reset and move on. And so that's a good sign for the future too, that he handled that the right way. We're just going to get up and we're going to play on, and we're going to do what we have to do to win the game. You know, to be tested like this in an opener. Exactly what we needed.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we make these schedules. You know, Coach Staniford does an awesome job of making good schedules that we want to come into our region games tested, and tonight was one of those games for us.
You play tough teams at the beginning of your seasons, that's for sure. And I'm sure those teams love to play Snowflake as well. So I want to ask you about a couple of plays. Let me talk about two plays with Taryn Green. One was a screen pass that he caught for a big-time conversion as you were moving the ball down the field on a particular drive. The other was late in the game. You needed to take time off the clock. You needed to get that thing, shorten the game at the end, and you were facing a 3rd down and 9, and you handed the ball off. I thought it was a gutsy. It was certainly, it caught me by surprise. You're called by Trevor Reddick, your offensive coordinator, but he gives the ball up the middle to Taryn, and Taryn battles and fights for maybe a 13, 14-yard gain and converts the 1st down and moves the chains. Wow. I mean, moments like that are huge moments in the outcome of a game that maybe a lot of fans don't really dwell on or think about, but they make such a difference, and those were two big plays there.
You know, and if you're a student of the game and spend as much time watching on Saturdays and Sundays as a lot of us probably do, then you'll see NFL teams do the same thing when they know that a team's sitting on pass and they've maybe got an extra defensive back in or something like that. And of course it depends on your personnel. And when you got a Taryn Green in the backfield, you saw it tonight several times. He was hit, you know, there was contact either in the backfield or at the line of scrimmage, and he still managed to make 7, 8, 10 yards or more. And, you know, he's that kind of a running back. So it's good to have that as an offensive threat as well, even in a 3rd and long situation. So I agree with you. You know, as a play caller, I think Coach Reddick did an awesome job tonight. That's a tough position to be in, and to, you know, making those kind of calls and thinking in those directions. And of course, he's got people in his ear that are helping him with those as well. And I think they did a really good job. The only one I'm going to question is I probably should have just gone ahead and let Sam kick a field goal when we're up just by 1 score basically there, when we're right there in field goal range. But you know, we'll sit and talk about that tomorrow night, and I'm so happy that Sam got a field goal tonight. You know, we need his confidence. We need him, and I told him we need one of those a game. You know, we're gonna expect that from you, and we're gonna need that from you, and so we're gonna keep working to make that happen too.
All right, last play I'm going to ask you about is the game-saving defensive play by Ryson Stewart. He intercepts the ball inside the 5-yard line with an American Leadership Academy offense that had the last couple of possessions been moving the ball well. I mean, they went on the longest drive I've ever seen in my life. They took the ball from about the 1-foot line, their 1-foot line, and took it in for a scoring drive, a touchdown. And it didn't take them long. I mean, less than 2 minutes, I think, they were able to move the ball that distance of the field. I mean, the ball was on the goal line, and they go the distance. So they had a hot hand there at the end of the game. Ryson Stewart going one-on-one defensively, had to go up a jump ball with a guy that he was given a little bit of height to, and he took the ball away. He made that great interception to save the game at the end of the game.
Certainly a key play, and you're right. That was a great drive. I mean, Coach Reisdorf, Coach JT Slade, you know, they've got a great team there, and I told the boys, I said, we'll most likely see them again down the road at some point, or at least be competing with them for what we want to accomplish. But you know, they definitely had the momentum at that point in the game, and it just kept, you know, you kept feeling like you need a break, and you kind of just live on faith that that's going to come at some point in time. You don't always want it to be right down on the opposite goal line, you know, with that kind of a threat, but no, Ryson did a great job. I felt like our DBs did, especially on the deep ball tonight, did a good job of covering the deep ball and not letting that happen. We obviously, some stuff got away from us underneath and in the middle of the field a little bit, but you know, you need playmakers. You know, like you brought up Caden earlier. We talked about Taryn, and there again, Ryson. When we needed the play, Ryson came up with the play, and you know, Ryson, Josh Solomon, they're both coming back as cornerbacks from last year, and we got a lot of faith in them that they're gonna do that for us all year long when it counts.
And we never even really spent time talking about Noah Baum and the great night that he had catching the ball for you. Coach, I want to let you get out of here, but I got to ask you one last thing, and that is, did JT Slade slip you a $20 bill to mention his name in this postgame? I can't believe you mentioned JT Slade.
We love JT. You know, JT and his dad Tim. You know, all these mountain guys that we felt like we were getting ready to play a mountain coaching staff at least. I know the kids grew up they're from down in the valley, but you know, what a great program they have going down there, and you know, I'm excited to see where they go throughout the rest of the year too, and see, you know, follow them. And like I say, I based on what we saw tonight, there's a good chance that if we get where we want to go and they get where they want to go, we're playing that team again down the road.
Yep, I could see it happening for sure, Coach. A great win for you and your team, and we congratulate you. Enjoy this one. I think you got a big week of work ahead of you.
We do, absolutely. Going down to Thatcher, and you know, they're never easy. So I'm excited though.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
There's Coach Kay Solomon and his guys get it done. 22-20, the final score. Snowflake has defeated the American Leadership Academy Eagles of Gilbert North, and what a night it was for him and his boys. Folks, I want to thank you for joining us on the Sports Zone Radio presentation of the Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. Final score again, Snowflake 22 and American Leadership of Gilbert 20. Final score. And that wraps up our video presentation part of things tonight as we get set to roll our post-game wrap-up, our final theme, and get you ready for the Ace Hardware Scoreboard Show, everybody. That, as you know, is the show the coaches call. So let's roll our final theme on the game itself. You're going to have to give us just a few minutes, everybody. How about a few minutes before we get in, and let's see if we can get some of those coach calls in. We have some technical issues to overcome, and we'll try to do that in about a 5-minute window here, a 5-minute break. So enjoy the high-quality commercial matter you're about to hear from great people like Joe Bjorn, State Farm Insurance in Snowflake, and Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. All of this part of the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show. More football continues in just a few minutes, so whatever you do, don't go anywhere. Thank you for being here.
Your attention, please. The #1 volume dealer in the White Mountains, Hatch Toyota, is conducting a massive off-the-wall sale. Our